Here's a hack that says to sample to work. The less you try to impress a mature woman, the more she notices you. Stick around because the nice thing on this list as even almost no one ever gets right. The first place that shows up is in her eyes, and specifically in how fast she looks away from you. Here's what's actually happening when she looks at you and genuinely doesn't feel anything. She'll hold that eye contact just fine because there's nothing underneath it to manage. But when she likes you, looking at you for too long feels like she's handing you information she's not ready to give. So she glances and then she looks away a little too quickly, almost like she got caught. And here's the part that gives her away completely. A few seconds later, she looks back, not because she has to, because she couldn't help it. That double movement away then back is one of the most reliable signs in all of female psychology, and most guys walk right past it every single day without noticing. If this is heading home for you, smash that like button and drop a comment. That energy is really what fuels me to keep bringing you deeper, more powerful content like this. Next, pay attention to what her body does when you're not the one talking. If she likes you, watch how she angles herself when you make sense. Even about something boring, her feet, her shoulders, her whole upper body will slowly turn toward you, like she magnetically pulled in that direction. This says something she is not consciously choosing. Body language experts call this an unconscious orientation response, but you don't need the fancy term. You just need to notice that a woman who's not interested keeps her body neutral or turns toward the room to other person to the exact event. A woman who likes you creates a little bubble where you're the center of it, and she doesn't even realize she's doing it, which is exactly why it's so believable. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Listen to her laugh, not whether she laughs, but when. If a woman likes you, she'll laugh a half second before the joke actually lands, because she's not really reacting to what you said. She's reacting to you saying it. This is called anticipatory laughter. And it happens because her brain is already in a positive prime state around you. So anything you say gets a warmer reception than it probably deserves. Compare that to someone who's neutral toward you. Their laugh is delayed appropriate time to the actual punchline. But a woman who likes you is laughing at you before you're even funny. And that tiny gap is one of the purest signals you'll ever get, because it's almost impossible to fake on purpose. Here's something that genuinely shocks you. Women who like someone often become slightly awkward around them, not smooth. Pop culture tells you attraction looks like confidence, flirting, smooth eye contact, but real female psychology says that the opposite happens more often. She might triple over her words, as she might repeat herself, she might laugh a little too loud and then get embarrassed about it. This happens because liking someone activates the same brain regions involved in stress response, so her normal social confidence gets scrambled just enough to make her seem a little off her game. If a woman who's usually composed suddenly seems flustered, specifically around you, that's not a red flag. That's actually one of the strongest green flags there is. Which one of these 22 things surprised you the most? And did it match what we talked about in the last video? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about texting, because this is where a lot of women give themselves away without realizing it. If she likes you, watch her response time pattern, not just the speed, but the consistency. A woman who's not interested might reply fast because she's polite, but her messages will be short and close. No follow-up questions and no extra effort. A woman who likes you does something different. She asks questions back. She references something from earlier in the conversation. She leaves a little openings for you to keep talking to her. And even when she takes a while to respond, when she does reply, the message is longer and more thought out than it needed to be. That effort, that unnecessary extra effort, is the real signal, way more than how fast she typed it. Now, here's a trick that works almost every single time. Pay attention to what she does with information you didn't ask her to remember. If a woman likes you, she'll remember small random details you mentioned once weeks ago and bring it up later like it's nothing. Maybe you mentioned a co-worker's name in passing, or a show you're binge watching, or a bad day you had on a random Tuesday. If she brings that up again out of nowhere, that's not a coincidence. And that's not just a good memory, that's her brain flagging you as important enough to store extra information about, which in psychology is directly tied to emotional significance. People don't do that for someone they're neutral about. They do it for someone that they're quietly, carefully paying attention to. Here's another one that catches people off guard. She'll act a little colder around you, specifically when other people are watching. This feels counterintuitive, but it makes complete sense once you understand what's driving it. When a woman likes someone and other people are around, especially friends or people she doesn't want reading into things, she becomes a hyper that her reactions to you are visible. So she overcorrects. As she pulls back a little, she keeps things more neutral. She doesn't want her face to give anything away in front of an audience. But the moment it's just the two of you again, that guard drops and the warmth comes right back. If you notice she is a warmer one-on-one than she is in a group, that shift is not random as protective, and it's one of the clearest signs there's. Let's get into something most people completely miss: mirroring. When a woman likes you, she'll unconsciously start copying your body language within seconds of you doing something. You cross your arms. A few moments later, she crosses hers. You lean forward, she leans forward too. You pick up your drink, she picks up hers. Around the same time, this isn't something she's doing on purpose. It's something called behavioral synchrony, and it happens automatically when someone feels emotionally connected to another person. It's actually one of the hardest signals it's a fake because it requires zero conscious thought. It just happens. So next time you're with her, try shifting your posture and casually watch what she does in the next 30 seconds. You might be surprised how often she follows. Which one hits you the hardest? The eyes, the mirroring, or the random detail she remembered? Drop it in the comments. Here's the last piece, and honestly the most important one to actually use in real life. None of these signs mean anything huge on their own, but when you start seeing 3 or 4 of them stacking together, that's when you know. The quick glance away and back, the body turns toward you, the laugh that comes early, the random detail she remembered from weeks ago. That's not coincidence, that's a pattern, and patterns don't like the way words sometimes do. The real skill here isn't spotting one signal and jumping to conclusions. It's learning to read the combination calmly and without overthinking every little moment. Once you train yourself to notice these small honest signals, instead of waiting for her to say the words out loud, you stop guessing where you stand with people, and that changes how you show up in every relationship in your life, not just the romantic ones. She is trying not to show it, but her body's already talking. The quick glance away, the way she leans in, the laugh that comes half a second too early. In this video, we break down the exact signs female psychologist says give her away, even when she's doing everything to hide it. And listen, this is just the beginning. Hit subscribe right now, because in the next video I'm breaking down the exact 12 words you can say that have her thinking about you all day. Yeah, we're going there with female psychology and you don't want to miss it.